Hello there, I'm Ifa Fatimah, and together we will have another meeting of English for Travel course. So please be ready for it. Alright, thank you for attending our class today. And basically, we have another theme of English for Travel course that is reservations, doables, and making simple travel reservations. So please be ready for it. Alright, let me give you the instruction for this materials. So during the reservation materials, the first one is you have to listen and paying attention for my explanation of the reservations materials. And for the next one, I will provide you guys the activity that require your listening skills. So basically you have to listen to the audio provided in this video and learn about the expression for making reservation from it. And for the last activity, I will require your speaking skills for doing the conversation between me and you for making reservations. So please be ready for it. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the first activity. That is my explanation about making reservations. Alright, as you can see, there are 4 points for these materials. That is the first one, why and when for making reservations. The second one is where to making reservations. The third one is doables about making reservations. And for the fourth point, basically it is not going to be part of my explanation of these materials, but instead we will have the practice of making reservation. Alright, now let me introduce you for the first point of my explanation, that is why and when for making reservations. So for these points, I will try to explain to you the reason on why we are doing reservation and also when to do the reservation itself. So as you can see, for the first one, we have to know the reason why we are making reservation is that making reservation, it is beneficial that potentially can lower your stress. Well, if you doing the reservation at the same time when you are want to enjoy your vacation, it will be so tiring. So making the reservation earlier will be the solution for you that can lower your stress. You perhaps are asking about what kind of things that I can reserve earlier before my trip or my vacation. Well, let's move into the second point, that is explain about the things that you can reserve earlier during your trip. Well, things that you can reserve earlier, it is including book the hotel service and also the restaurants and also even the tourist attractions earlier before your trip. So that was the part of the why we are making reservation point. Let's move into the third point, that is when we can doing the reservations itself. Well, for the time you can make a reservation, this is my suggestion for you. Well, example, you will plan your flight, do it in the 3 to 6 months before your departure. This period of time considered to be best because you can think and decide a lot of things to make your trip are more prepared. And here's a tip for you while you are making reservation. Well, the reservation of something will be busy during high season. Well, basically it is occur when June, July, or August. And also, please think about the popularity of your destination also, because there are people that is more preferable to choose the destination that is not too crowded. For example, it will be better for them to think about the popularity and also high season during their vacation, isn't it? Well, to more comprehend about this point, let's get into a case where you are want to have a winter trip. Then, if you want to be thoughtful about your trip and more prepared about it, then you can consider my suggestion before. That is doing it or plan it in 3 or 6 months before your trip. Then if you plan your winter trip in the December, then you have to consider to plan it when 3 or 6 months, that is, will be occur in the June or July, which is now. And then let's get into the another point of these materials, that is where to making reservation. Basically, you can do reservations in the travel agency or doing it online. Well, online reservation is also available now since there are a lot of provider of travel is making their website for make our reservation easier. Well, if you want to do the reservation at a travel agency, then you can simply come into the travel agency, book your tickets, and they will give you paper ticket and also the itinerary. Well, on the other hand, we can also do the reservation online. During the online reservation on the website or the application, they are more informative, of course. Why? Because they are also providing the information and also the reservation service itself and even the travel tips and advice during your trip or regarding your destination. I think we also recognize that the benefits of doing the reservation online itself is that many of discounts and also promos are provided there. So things that you are required to do when you are doing the online reservation is that to make reservation, fill in a reservation form and make your payment with a credit card or another payment options such as e-wallet, or you can pay it also in the merchant that provide the payment for your reservation. And then if you have done all of those steps, you will get an e-ticket or electronic ticket for your reservation in the end. Well, let's start to get another point in these materials, that is doables while we are making reservations. It is including flights, hotel, transportation, restaurants, and basically, anything that you can reserve is preferable and also customable for you according your preference, of course. For example, while you are need to reserving a flight, then you can choose one way or round trip ticket or first class or economy class. And even if you need specific food, you can simply tell the airline before you leave. And then if the reservation regarding reserving hotel services, then you can tell the hotel these things. The first one is what kind of room you want. Will it be standard, deluxe, single, or double? You can tell to the hotel services also. And another things is that if you want a smoking or non-smoking room, you can also reserve that to the hotel. And then if it comes to reserving transportation, things that you can reserve are a rental car or in transportation ticket or also types of cars you want. Will it be small, mid-size, or full size? You can choose any of it. And another things that you can reserve earlier is that while you are reserving restaurants and even tourist attractions, things that you can reserve are good or popular restaurants. Well, for this point, I have a tip for you. So it is good idea, I think, to book the tourist attractions earlier because they often sell up them quickly. And then here we are for the practice time. Well, this is the activity for practice your listening skill. So you are required to listen to the audio and learn some expression about making reservation from it.
Dialogue 1.
Good afternoon.
Hi, I'd like to plan my honeymoon.
Great. When do you want to go?
July 1st.
Okay, that's high season, so it will be expensive.
Can you suggest a destination?
How about Hawaii?
That sounds great.
All right, I'll send your travel itinerary to you.
Thanks.
Have a good trip.
So after listening to the making reservations audio, we are now will practice those conversation in the interactive way. Well, we will have the conversation between me and you saying the line, as you can see on your screen. So I will play the role as the woman, and also you play the man. And let's start the conversation in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon. Great. When do you want to go? Okay, that's high season, so it will be expensive. How about Hawaii? All right, I'll send your travel itinerary to you. Have a good trip. All right, that's all of our today's materials. I hope you guys have a clear point of these materials and can practice more about making reservation itself beyond the class. See you very soon.